Hello everyone. It's Monday, week 11 of our online teaching. No, it's week 11 of our course, but how many weeks have we been teaching online? I can't remember, I lost track. But yay, good news. I think today we are going to hear the announcement from the government when we can go to level 2. I'm recording this video on a Thursday. Today, our Prime Minister gave the outline of what level 2 would look like. And hopefully we can see our friends and family soon. But I think for a little while, we will continue teaching online. And from this week onwards, you will get a memo from your teachers or from the Google class, maybe you already have, that we will start virtual classes. So up to now, we were posting videos, plus we were holding live meetings with you. Now we'll be more structured. Going back to level 2 means that we can actually come back to class, but virtually we will have more classes with you, so you will see your teachers more, but you will continue seeing me as well. I hope you are not bored with my videos and you are watching all of them. Okay, so what did I prepare for you for today? Let me share my screen and show you what you will have for today. So for Monday's lessons, you will see 4 units of reading from a well-known exam, which is called FCE, First Certificate in English. The reason we post some reading materials because you are going to have your first reading assessment this week. You should have had it in week 6, but yeah, lockdown happened. Everyone stayed at home, so we couldn't do any reading assessments. But you are more than ready for this week's reading assessment. I'm sure your teachers have already notified when you are going to do that. But today I will talk briefly about some reading strategies with you. Very briefly. Okay, you can also see this document, but I'll just go over reading it to you and explaining and sharing what to do. Okay, let me make it bigger so when you are watching this, you can also read it. It's not a slideshow, so that's why it might be a little bit small. Yeah, okay. Chromebooks are great. I am using one of the Chromebooks that you used to use in the school. They gave us Chromebooks at home, but when we record live videos, they tend to behave a little bit slower than I like. Okay, yep, we have it. We have it bigger here. Okay, so often I hear from my students that they worry about reading exams because they think there's too little time. So it's never enough. Believe me, it's never enough. If we give you 5 hours, that'll be not enough. If we give you an hour, that'll be not enough. So it doesn't matter how much time you have, you need to learn how to manage your time. They think sometimes there's too much unknown vocabulary, which is correct. Believe me or not, I sometimes find unknown vocabulary in the articles that I read. But you know what I do? I just skip them because you cannot know every word in the world. It's impossible. This happens especially if you're reading something that you don't know about. Okay, for example, I have no idea about, let's say, cooking Thai food. If I read a Thai food recipe, probably there will be some words that I don't know about. See, or if I read something about I don't know, out of my league, out of my scope of knowledge, there'll be lots of things that I don't know. Even I read in my own language. So this happens to everyone. Okay, so don't stress too much about unknown vocabulary. As long as you understand the main idea, it is okay. The third reason that you might be worried is that you look at the text you read and you think that you understood everything, but then you look at the questions and nope, it just doesn't click. So you're just like, what is this about? So you don't see the link between the questions and the text itself. So those are the things that worry students the most. You are worried because you make some mistakes, okay, while dealing with reading tasks. Well, the first one is you read the text without knowing why you are reading it. Okay, there needs to be a purpose. You're not just reading a novel in the academic world. You are reading for a purpose. And that purpose is usually you have an idea or a question in your mind. So you are reading an article to find the answer. It's not pleasure reading. You know, reading for pleasure is you read a magazine, you read a novel. It's different than reading an academic article. If you're reading an academic article, you're not doing it for fun. You have a question in your mind. You are looking for the answer. So that is what you need to do as well, okay? And another thing that you're doing is you're not underlining key information. Some of you, and I see during the exams, when I walk around the classes, I see people underlining, but underlining the wrong things. Some of you are underlining the unknown vocabulary. If you just underline the unknown vocabulary, your mind is just on the unknown. You don't understand nothing. Okay, so you should be underlining the key information. And sometimes you are reading the question sections carelessly. You're just looking at, okay. No, it is very important. You need to understand the questions so that you can read the text with a focus, because we will be reading long articles. It won't be just small paragraphs, and then we will be just like looking at different information. You will be reading long, very long articles. So you need to have some strategies to cope up with reading. So some strategies I put down here. Okay. Look at the title. Try to predict what the article is going to be about, okay? This gives you a lot of information from already stored in your brain. If you know the topic, believe me, the text becomes easier. Read the questions, understand why you need to read the text, but do not try to answer the questions before reading the whole text. So when I say read the questions, don't do this. Read question 1, try to find the answer for question 1. Read question 2, try to find the answer for question 2. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying look at every question. Okay. So you need to know what information you might want to focus on while you're reading. So when I told you to underline key information, what is key information? Key means important, but without knowing the questions, how would you know what is important in the text? So you need to understand the questions, okay? Don't ever expect the words and phrases from the questions exactly appear in the text. They are usually paraphrased. Okay, that's the trick. Don't go like, oops, I can't find this word in the text. It might be a synonym or paraphrase. Try to understand the main idea of the text, possibly each paragraph, okay? Scan the text looking for meaning. Okay, you can take notes. This is something I usually suggest my students to do. Take notes while you read. Just write, paragraph 1, it talks about this. Paragraph 2, it talks about this. Paragraph 7, it talks about this. Because you are going to read a long article, it's very easy to forget where that information is. You know, so if you take notes, but this is not a summarizing activity, so you're not to summarize everything that you read, just basic phrases, just to give you ideas, just to make you remember the ideas and the paragraphs, okay? Again, underline key information and keywords. Again, not unknown words. Do not try to translate every word you don't know. Oops, there's a mistake here. I have to delete this extra comma, okay? Translating every word is so time-consuming. If you translate every word that you don't know, you won't have enough time, believe me. So these are the strategies I gave you. The materials I posted are from an FCE reading. So in the FCE reading, FCE is First Certificate in English. It's a Cambridge exam, and it is a B2 level exam. So it is level 4. It means level 4. Okay. In that exam, the texts are coming from newspapers, magazines, journals, books, sometimes promotional materials, etc. There are different question types than our exams, but they all help to develop the skills. So it doesn't matter what type of question you encounter. Okay, it can be multiple choice. We won't have multiple choice question types in our exams, but those multiple choice questions, gap filling questions, matching type of questions, they are all designed to improve those skills. So it will be useful. Those skills are reading for detail, opinion, the tone of the writer, okay, purpose of the writer, the main idea. Are there any implications? What about the attitude of the writer? Okay, so those are the things that you need to be looking at in an academic article. Reading for specific information or detail is usually easier because they ask you the year, you go and find the year, for example, that's specific information. But opinion, attitude, main idea, implications, and identifying the purpose, they require more critical thinking. This is what we have to do. So until you have your exam, I'm sure that your teachers will also give you some useful information. And if you have already read the reading articles that I posted on Friday, which were all about migration and integration and immigration policies, you will have a clear idea of the topic as well. And in the meantime, to improve your reading skills, you can choose any of the units, or you can do all of them and answer the questions on FCE type of questions. Okay, so these are my materials for today. I hope you have great sessions with your teachers as well, and good luck with the reading assessment. I'm sure everyone will do it quite well. Okay, you are going to nail it. I know that you will. Okay, bye.